Hello friends, welcome to the point. In this session we'll be discussing about the rural and urban development. So this is a topic from India yearbook. So we'll be discussing about this topic in brief. So what is rural development? Rural development means it is both the economic betterment of people as well as a greater social transformation. This is called rural development. So, in order to provide the rural people with a better prospects for economic development, increased participation of people in the rural development programs, decentralization of planning, better enforcement of land reforms, and great access to credit and envisaged. So, initially, the main thrust for development, it was laid on agriculture. So the first step for the development, it was laid on agriculture, and next on industry, communication, education, health and allied sectors. But later on it was realized that accelerated developments, it can be provided only if governmental efforts were adequately supplemented by direct and indirect involvement of people at the grassroots level. So what is development first? So development is nothing but in some areas there will be no proper development, like no proper access to water, sanitization, for the purpose of business development, and for every other thing there will be a lack of one or the other facilities. So in order to improve that, the improvement which takes place in that process, it is called as development. For example, a person or a village, most of the people in the village, they stay in a small kacha house or something like that. But the government has done a housing for all system, and through that scheme, many are having a proper house which does not run off due to the rain or which does not throw off due to overwind and all such kind of things. So this is called as a development. So they have a development in their housing structure. So this is a small kind of development. So like this, government had planned many schemes for the development of rural and as well as urban. So we'll be going through all those in detail today. So for the purpose of development, government has made a major programs for rural development. First we'll study about the rural development. So then we'll move on to urban development. So many steps have been taken. So among them, we'll be discussing some of the important and major steps taken by the government, that is the Ministry of Rural Development. So first comes Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, which is in short called as MGNREGA, and some spell it as MGNREGA, or some say it also as MGNREGA. So however you want, you can pronounce it. So this Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, it is a rights-based wage employment program, and it is implemented in rural areas across the country. And this program, it aims at enhancing a livelihood security. A livelihood security by providing up to 100 days of, so through this scheme, 100 days of guaranteed wage employment in a financial year to every rural household whose adult member volunteer to do unskilled manual work. So out of 365 days, 100 days, government is providing a guaranteed wage employment to support a family financially. So the main objective of the scheme is to provide up to 100 days of unskilled manual work as it is guaranteed employment in financial year. For every financial year, 100 days of work, that is unskilled manual work, is fixed and every household in rural areas as per demand. So as per the demand, every household, each person will get 100 days of employment. So resulting in creation of productive assets, prescribed quality and durability. So it strengthens the livelihood resource of the poor. So proactively, it ensures social inclusion and it strengthens the Panchayat Raj institutions also. So these are the major objectives of Mahatma Gandhi Rural Employment Guarantee Act. So next comes National Rural Livelihood Mission. So the government launched National Rural Livelihood Mission, which in short it is called as NRLM. Subsequently, it is renamed as Ajivika. It is renamed as Ajivika in the year 2011. So the aim of this Ajivika mission or National Rural Livelihood Mission, it aims at mobilizing all rural poor household to self-help groups, which in short it is called as SHGs, that too in a phased manner, and it also aims at supporting all women SHGs of poor, including those promoted by other state agencies and NGOs, that is non-governmental organization. So the mission, it provides them long-term support to attain appreciable increase in incomes over a period of time to improve their quality of life and they come out of an abject poverty. So next is Rural Self-Employment Training Institutes. So the government, it has decided to set up one Rural Self-Employment Training Institute in each district of the country. So this RSETI, Rural Self-Employment Training Institute, they are a bank-led initiative with active support of state government. They have the active support of state government. So the government of India, it provides one-time infrastructure support of rupees 1 crore beside reimbursing the cost of training rural poor candidates. The state government provides a land free of cost. So for the infrastructure purpose, Government of India is providing a 1 crore rupees, and apart from that, for the land purpose and all those things, state government is providing a free cost of land. They are not charging for the land. It is for free of cost or at a nominal charges, and the banks, they are responsible for day-to-day functioning of the rural self-employment training institutes. So the core strength of the RSETI, it lies in its short-term training and long-term hand-holding to the rural entrepreneurs for setting up micro enterprises. So currently 583 rural self-employment training institutes are functioning in our country. Mahila Kisan Shaktikaran Pariyojana. So this is to empower women towards agriculture or women in agriculture. So this Mahila Kisan Shaktikaran Pariyojana, in short it is called as MKSP. It is a subcomponent of NRLM, National Rural Livelihood Mission. So this is to meet the specific needs of women farmers and to achieve their socio-economic and technical empowerment predominantly towards small and marginal women farmers. So under the program, 34 lakh Mahila Kisans are being provided support in 16 states at a total outlay of 110 crores. So during the year 2015 to 16, a new scheme named Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program, Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program, it was included in this NRLM. So this SVEP, that is Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program, it is to provide the supported enterprises with business skills, exposure, loan for starting a new business during the first critical 6 months of enterprise by using NRLM, SHGs and their federations. Pradhanmantri Gram Sadak Yojana. So this is to give a better rural connectivity. Launched the Pradhanmantri Gram Sadak Yojana in December 2000. So this is a centrally sponsored scheme, and this assists the states. The rural roads are in state list as per the constitution. The objective of the scheme is to connect eligible unconnected habitations as per core network with a population of 250 persons and above. So the program envisages single all-weather connectivity. So to ensure full farm to market connectivity, the program, it also provides for the upgradation of existing through the routes and major rural links to prescribed standards. So under Pradhanmantri Gram Sadak Yojana 2, the projects for upgradation of 11,234 kilometer roads have been sanctioned against the total target of 50,000 kilometer of such roads. So next is Pradhanmantri Awas Yojana. So in Pradhanmantri Awas Yojana, the government's priority for housing for all. So the government's priority is housing for all by 2022. So the rural housing scheme IAY, it has been restructured to Pradhanmantri Awas Yojana or Pradhanmantri Awas Yojana Gramin, so which came into effect from 2016 to 17. So the main features of this scheme is to include providing assistance for construction of 1 crore houses in rural areas over the period of 3 years from 2016-17 to 2018-19. So enhancement of unit assistance from 70,000 to 1.20 lakh in plain and from 75,000 to 1.30 lakh in hilly states. So the beneficiary will get 12,000 as assistance for construction of toilet under Swachh Bharat Mission or any other dedicated sources of funding, including the Swachh Bharat Kosh and Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, and support of 90% days in plain areas and 95% days in hilly states. So difficult areas and IAP districts under MGNREGAs through convergence. So apart from this, National Social Assistance Program was done, which in short it is called as NSAP. It is a social assistance program for poor BPL households, for aged, widows, disabled, and also it includes provision for one-time assistance in case of death of primary breadwinner in a BPL family. So many schemes or many development programs came up like Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gramin Kaushalya Yojana. So according to this Yojana, that is Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gramin Kaushalya Yojana, a critical component of national skill development policy, and it has an ambiguous agenda to benchmark wage placement that is linked to skill program to global standards and requirements. So the main aim of this Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gramin Kaushalya Yojana is to convert India's demographic surplus into a demographic dividend by developing rural India into a globally preferred source of skilled laborers. So as a result of this, the scheme will also benefit more than 55 million poor rural youth who are ready to be skilled by providing sustainable employment. So various schemes came like this. So we'll be discussing about the Ministry of Panchayat Raj. So what is the aim or the primary objective of this Panchayat Raj is creating this Panchayat Raj is to ensure the compliance of provisions in Part 9 of the Constitution, that provisions regarding the district planning committees as per Article 243 and PESA Act. So the main aim of this is this is also for the development of rural areas. So under the Ministry of Panchayat Raj, many schemes came like Panchayat Shaktikaran Abhiyan. That is the Panchayat Shaktikaran Abhiyan. So this Panchayat Shaktikaran Abhiyan is to improve the functions of PRIs, and it has been implementing the Panchayat Shaktikaran Abhiyan to address the major constraints of inadequate devolution of powers, lack of manpower, inadequate infrastructure, and limited capacity in the effective functioning of panchayats. So like this, various schemes was done under the Ministry of Panchayat Raj, like Rashtriya Gram Swaraj Abhiyan. RGSA will have that is Rashtriya Gram Swaraj Abhiyan. It will have the sub-schemes of capacity building, mission mode project on e-panchayat, ATM services in panchayat bhavans, and many such things. So next comes Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitization. So the Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitization, it is a nodal ministry for the overall policy planning, funding, coordination of the flagship programs of Government of India, and so on, especially for the National Rural Drinking Water Program and for Rural Drinking Water Supply and Swachh Bharat Mission for sanitization of the country. So for this drinking water and sanitization also, many programs or schemes or many yojanas were made. They were the National Rural Drinking Water Program. In short, it is called as NRDWP. It is a centrally sponsored scheme and it aims at providing adequate and safe drinking water to the rural population of the country. Next comes Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, it is an action plan and it has been drawn up for Swachh Bharat to become a reality by 2019. That is the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. So the concept of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, it is to pave an access for every person to sanitization facilities, including the toilets, solid and liquid waste disposal system, village cleanliness, and safe and adequate drinking water supply. So the program, it is implemented by the Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitization. So next, let's discuss about the urban development. So when talking about this urban development, so the Ministry of Urban Development, a separate ministry is there to take care of the urban developments, that is the Ministry of Urban Development, and the responsibility is of this ministry is of a broad policy formulation and monitoring of programs in the area of urban development. So urban development, it is a state subject, but Government of India, it plays a coordinating and monitoring role, and it also supports the urban development through a centrally sponsored schemes. For urban development also, many schemes or many yojanas were made. Among that were the National Heritage City Development and Augmentation Yojana. In short, it is called as HRIDAY, and this was launched in the year 2015 with an initial coverage of 12 cities, and this scheme is aimed at preserving and revitalizing the soul and unique character of the heritage cities in the country. So next comes Amrut, that means Atal Mission for Regeneration and Urban Transformation. So the objective of this mission, it is to improve a basic urban infrastructure in 500 cities or towns, which would be known as mission cities or towns. So this mission is being operated as a centrally sponsored scheme. So it aims to cover all the cities and towns with a population of over 1 lakh, with the notified municipalities, which includes cantonment boards and certain other cities like capital towns, some cities on stem of main rivers, and tourist and hill destinations. So like this, many schemes were made for urban development also, like the scheme for urban infrastructure development in satellite towns around 7 megacities. And smart city mission was also made. We are aware of it. So smart cities mission, it is based on the idea of developing the entire urban ecosystem on the principle of complete and integrated planning. So the main focus of this smart city mission, it is on sustainable and inclusive development. Next, there was also for a scheme for urban transport, so which increases urban population coupled with increased city size, and it has led to a rapid growth in urban travel demand. So like for example, towards transport, we can see Delhi Metro, Bangalore Metro, Mumbai Metro, Hyderabad Metro, and so many other types of transport facilities have been made in the urban side. So these are some of the major developments in rural and urban areas. So see you all in the next session with some other interesting topic. Thank you.